So I've had something on my mind somewhat recently. You guys know that I have a kid. My kid is getting older and she's starting to watch YouTube and go on the internet. And I don't know if you guys remember YouTube Kids or have seen what's happened on YouTube Kids in the past, but it's been pretty bad. And whenever I go onto YouTube Kids, I'm like, what the is going on here? What's to stop some sicko from putting some terrible bullshit on this site? YouTube won't stop it. Well, somebody has cataloged one of these, The Horrors of YouTube Kids. I know it's overused, but kids' YouTube really is slop. I want to know what's out there. I'm a little scared of it, but I want to know what the people are uploading. Let's find out, shall we? By the way, it's not Elsa. The world of kids' content on YouTube is much stranger than you think. You might assume 9 years of Elsagate-related controversies would lead to some improvement. So it's not Elsagate, it's something else.
The platform you're watching this video on right now was originally built to be a dating site. Yeah, the idea was that you would upload a video introducing yourself, and then you could watch introduction videos from other users and message them if you liked what you saw.
Wait, really? Yeah, I was gonna say, they had these on, like, VHS. You had to put out, like, a tape of you. You had a VHS. Oh my god, that's a Simpsons episode with Ned. That guy's 39?! I'm 3 years younger than that guy. Oh my god. I'm not saying I'm good looking or attractive or handsome, but I got very lucky with my hair. I really did. That's your hair in 3 years. I don't think it is. I don't think I have a Friar Tuck thing going on in 3 years. 6'1"? Oh, never mind. He's daddy. Damn it. You can't win them all. Would you rather be 5'9" with a healthy head of hair or 6'1" bald?
YouTube may have launched as a dating site in February 2005, but by June of that year, they had completely rebranded and revamped the platform to remove all traces of its odd dating site beginnings. Tablets didn't exist back then, the modern form of smartphones were still in their most primordial form, and were mostly relegated to a select few tech enthusiasts.
It's weird because, like, when I think of 2006 or 2007, I don't think of this. I think of, like, now, but with an iPod. Like, when I think of old tech, it's either Walkman or today. Because now we're just iterating on the same technology over and over. So it's like, I feel like my brain can't think back to, like, gadgets.
YouTube's majority demographic for the first few years of its existence were teenagers. This is pretty clear when you look at all the major YouTube stars in the early days of the site.
Rip Smosh being good. Okay, again, I think you just got older. One day you're going to age out of the Coney channel, and let me just tell you, I've been the same. Okay? You guys are going to say I fell off. I'm going to be the same in 20 years. No more Coney. Hooray. You should just begging for the day you grow out of Coney. Hasn't happened yet. He's still funny. Damn it. Retire like a VTuber? I might retire the face cam and just do gameplay videos to like 300 viewers in 10 years. I don't give a shit. This shit's fun to me.
In the early 2010s, smartphones capable of high-speed cellular connections would explode and become widely adopted. iPads would kick off the consumer tablet market, which also exploded.
I still don't get tablets. That's how I know I'm old, bro. I don't understand the appeal of having a tablet other than to give to a child. Or to tip a barista. It's like business or entertainment for kids.
And you know what people started doing? They began using YouTube as a babysitter. Using traditional TV to keep your child docile meant keeping them in a specific room where the television was.
This is so sad.
But now you could just hand them an iPad while you work in your office or cook a meal in the kitchen.
Like, I get it, right? I really do. Sometimes you have to, like, have time to do something. I think it's very easy for non-parents to be, like, critical of this, but I do get it from a parent perspective. But also, like, I think a lot of people use it as their initial go-to no matter what. I mean, I was on my Game Boy. Yeah, exactly. I think people are, like, a little bit too critical of this stuff. Not too critical. People are over-critical. But I think it's because, again, on your Game Boy, what's the worst thing you're going to do, right? You're not going to rot your brain with Super Mario Land. But it is different now. People place kids in front of their console or TV back then. People still put kids in front of their TV now. I get the wanting some time, but like to make it your go-to or your instant reaction is just so sad to me.
Scissor cable all cost money, and YouTube began to be flooded with very...
The worst thing is becoming a gamer. Yeah, I'll give my kid a tablet, but only with Excel on it. Maybe Maybe ask Ben. All he could say is yes or no. They could talk to him. Talking Tom, I don't know. My 5-year-old nephew calls watching YouTube brain rot. I'm going to be honest. You need to step in as an uncle, bro. As the father of a 5-year-old, if your 5-year-old knows the name brain rot, you got to get custody. You got to get in there.
Creators eventually began to catch on to the fact that the limited amount of child-focused content on YouTube at the time was getting an enormous amount of attention.
Oh my God, 1 billion!
Millions of views. Obviously, there was potentially a lot of money to be made by making videos aimed towards children. And I'm sure a lot of you know how that turned out.
Right, yeah.
Some people say kids should only be consuming educational content.
That's not true. Kids need Ren and Stimpy too. I think kids need dumb, stupid bullshit. That's why I like Nickelodeon. They let them have that. But you should also have them be. It should be enriching at the same time. But you can have oatmeal and cereal, right? You can have a little bit of both.
Some people think it's not a big deal if children are watching fun, junk foody kind of shows every now and then.
Yeah.
Regardless, though, whatever is on TV is generally governed by some sort of code of ethics.
Again, not to bring in my own experience too much, but like my kid's really into Muppet Babies right now. But I don't think it's for, like, the lessons. Maybe she'll learn something, but I think it's because it's pretty in CG. I don't think she's like, ooh, this is a good lesson in what to do when I get really angry and how to manage my emotions. She just likes the bright colors and the funny voices.
But on YouTube in the mid-2010s, the only scrutiny children's channels faced was YouTube's then fairly lax moderation system. There was no code of ethics or enforced morality. The only thing that mattered was whether or not you were getting views. As a result, a culture of shocking kids content emerged on YouTube.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest. This is sick to me. Like a family who indulges in this. I mean, I guess everybody's getting rich. This is gonna put that kid through college, but is it worth it?
Sleazy creators will make videos with popular kids characters like Elsa from Frozen, getting into obscene and often graphically violent situations.
Let's get like a scholarship, right? We don't need to do this for college.
I probably don't need to tell you much about Elsagate since
you certainly
know what it was about. But simply put, being a young child on YouTube in the mid-2010s meant being confronted with your favorite characters getting their limbs torn off,
Holy
being
shit,
injected with
man.
mystery chemicals, getting pregnant, and other bizarre and shocking scenarios that only served one purpose.
See, this is why I wanted to watch the video, so I can avoid this as best I can. I'm trying to become an informed parent. This scares the shit out of me. Like, imagine a kid watching this, and they don't know what they're seeing, and they can't explain it to you. This shit is in their memory, and they will never tell you about it. Isn't that insane? The idea that the thing you put into the world, whose safety and care you were supposed to care about the whole time, you were supposed to protect them and see them to adulthood, and then they ingested this, and you'll never know. Scares the shit out of me. If I seen a thumbnail of someone with scissors on their tongue, I'd never let my son see YouTube again. That's what I'm saying, man. I should let my child watch Coney. You really shouldn't. I need to stop cursing. I think I could do way better if I was a little more family-friendly, but I can't help it. Every time that cringe confessional story pops, I go right back to lowbrow. I can't help it. I've told this story before, but I talked to somebody who's pretty high up at Nintendo, and they were like, hey, my son loves your YouTube, but I don't let him watch it too much because you curse too much. And I was like, wow, I should stop. And then I didn't.
And YouTube would begin to try to mitigate the platform's issues that had caused such a depraved niche to emerge. They'd release a completely separate app called YouTube Kids that only contained a more curated selection of channels deemed appropriate for children, which would eventually go on to solely feature human review channels. But most importantly for our story,
which is good.
In 2020, YouTube would give creators the ability to mark their own videos as made for kids.
Dude, I get this wrong every time. Every time I go here, I'm not joking. Every time I upload, it says, is this video made for kids? And I'm like, yeah, like teenagers could watch this. And then I'm like, oh yeah, they mean like 6-year-olds. I'm like, I make Nintendo videos. And then I remember that YouTube Kids, it's like its own world.
If you mark your video as made for kids, it
you don't
disables
get no
the comment
comments
section, the mini player, targeted advertisements, and changes your video's place in the algorithm.
Which kind of sucks sometimes. Like, this is such a niche thing, but this has happened to me. Have any of you guys ever, like, seen a YouTube Kids video, like an old cartoon or, like, apart from a cartoon or something, and you have a question about the video, and you scroll down, and you know everybody else has the same question, but the comments are off? I'm trying to think of an example. It would be like if you watched, like, a clip from Sesame Street, and you're like, wow, Oscar's wearing a very strange hat. Why is Oscar wearing that hat? And you scroll down and nobody's allowed to talk about it. Big Sesame Street is shutting it down.
This automatic moderation doesn't really work very well funny. And can sometimes lead to a very strange array of quote-unquote made-for-kids content. A lot of videos I've covered on this channel have been marked as made for kids, like these stop-motion animations that recreate actual gore videos and often use the original violent audio. And also this channel that features shrink-wrapped body parts, which is probably just an art project, but still not appropriate for children in the slightest. It makes you wonder, what other bizarre videos are out there in the deep expanses of YouTube that have been marked as made for kids?
One of Sam Monella's videos used to be marked for kids and age restricted at the same time. That's their way of saying, ain't nobody should watch this video. Turn this video off.
You can either choose between a YouTube Kids profile or a kids account on the full YouTube site, which will supposedly only show you made for kids content. You can apparently set all this up through a family management page on your YouTube settings. When I checked this out, I saw the YouTube Kids profile I set up, and there was also a way to invite a different YouTube account to enter my family group as a supervised member. It actually sets up a supervised teen account, which has access to basically everything on YouTube.
Yeah, teen
the only
account.
real difference being that your family group manager can see all your activity.
I think this is important. I think it is more important for you to like not have like boundaries on what a kid could look at, but more like be able to see what they're looking at and guide them later. Because when I was on AOL in like the 90s, or when I had that unrestricted internet access, I was doing some weird shit. Not weird shit in like the 2020s version of weird shit that you guys are going to undo and aware and hunt at me, but weird for like the 90s, right? For early internet. I wasn't joining the Nickelodeon chat room.
In this case, we're going to be making a Google account for our cat Gordy, who's turning 8 years old this year.
Oh, that's cute. Every time I see a cat, I want a cat.
You go through the account creation process, but you have to make sure to select an age under 13. Something interesting here is that you have to press accept on a disclaimer that basically
Cats
says,
feel exotic.
we can't fully guarantee that the content your child sees on the platform will be appropriate, which is not something you have to do when signing up for YouTube Kids. You also have to choose a level of content restriction. For the sake of this video, we're going to choose the tightest restriction, which YouTube claims should be suitable for ages 9 and up. Here. Finally, we have a kid's YouTube account. You would think that now we should only be able to see content that's been marked as made for kids. That's not the case. This is what my homepage looks like.
How to legally get free food is the #1 thing. We're raising criminals! Wait, what is this? I didn't notice the dog pooping. I can't get... You know what? My brain... Sus bluey moments! There's too much to look at! There's too much to see here! You know, whenever I see something like this, my lizard brain goes, oh no, I'm gonna get in trouble on Twitch or YouTube. I should click off. And then I remember, I'm watching YouTube. They can't get mad at me.
In fact, I've been clicking around for a few minutes, and I haven't come across a single made-for-kids video. There is some filtering happening, though. If we look at my channel, for example, the only video that's been deemed safe enough for kids is the video I made about the most mysterious song on the internet. It would appear that YouTube is more or less completely disregarding the made-for-kids setting and is instead using some other automatic filtering to mark certain videos and categories as safe for kids.
Dude, this is insane to me. Because some kid is going to go to the playground and talk about this, and no other kid is going to know what they're talking about. Like, it was different when everybody consumed the same media, when people on the playground could talk about the episode of Courage the Cowardly Dog. Like, then you can commiserate in the horror, and it becomes less scary. Because you could talk about Returning the Slab, and oh my god, wasn't that crazy? Oh, it was just like this movie I saw. Did you know that was based on this? And then it kind of eases it for everybody. If you told your friends on the playground about The Boy in the Bath, you have to sit with that alone until you die. You're going to remember this video from when you were 6 years old and got on the iPad, and nobody else is going to know about it, and nobody can experience it with you. That's crazy. You'll never find it again either. Yeah, exactly. It's not like you could explain this later.
It would appear that either you or YouTube marking videos as made for kids basically does nothing except restrict audience.
What the fuck? The submarine exploding is on YouTube Kids? I guess if your kid's into physics.
I started this video to see what inappropriately scary things you can find with a children's YouTube account. So let's take a look.
Okay, sure.
In terms of actual horror creators, like I said, most of us are completely filtered out. If we look up some horror-adjacent topic like Liminal spaces, for example, it's completely absent here except for a few weird exceptions.
I don't think liminal spaces are scary to kids. I think if you're a child, a liminal space is like any hotel. You don't have enough knowledge to know this is a place people should be. This is scary to adults because you have the experience of being in these places when they are bustling and full of people. That's all.
If you haven't heard about QCat AI, you should go watch Raymundo's video about it. But in short, there are creators out there using AI image and video generators to make awful shock videos revolving around cats.
Okay. I didn't know that. Jesus.
QCat AI channels have luckily been banned.
Thanks, average
but it seems
watcher.
like more pop up every day. Like this channel called Cat AI Dreamer. On normal YouTube, we can see horrible, violent thumbnails that are typical of the cute cat AI trend.
Oh my god.
Let's see if it's any different on our kids'
kitten tormented by an evil stepmother
account. While the majority of videos have been filtered out, 20 still remain.
Dad cat battles the giant crab. This seems fine for kids now. Maui? I hate that thing that AI does, where it like turns a little bit and then it slows down. The slow, moving into place thing. Wait, this is a different video. That's Cat AI Dreamers. Okay, this is way worse. These are way worse. Oh my god. Wait, this isn't it either. This only has 490 views. Wait, what? What about Italian brain rot? Bro, that Italian brain rot anime song is still stuck in my head. AI's getting really good. It's not, it is. Listen, you guys like shonen. This is what it sounds like to me. These are the shows you watch. I would believe this. I would believe this. This sucks. This is what anime sounds like to me. You just admitted you have it stuck in your head. I do! I don't think it's good. I'm saying it is accurate. Gonna be honest, this whole segment has me depressed. You wanna know the worst part? It's gonna get worse. These are things that I have to deal with now. Your life's gonna be harder. This stuff's only gonna get worse and harder, and it's gonna keep going down. Has AI done anything good besides helping code? I think AI has a lot of good practical uses. There's a lot of, like, administrative stuff it can do, medical stuff, yeah. Text-to-speech? Bro, Adam is my favorite character on the channel, man. There's a lot of stuff it can do. When it gets generative, it gets weird, yeah.
QCat AI is just one example of an anomaly in the YouTube algorithm. But if there's something wrong with the metadata, the algorithm can sometimes glitch and put videos in the wrong place.
I guess
you often see this
the algorithm gets confused,
no
right?
Except for punctuation.
That
and
makes
emojis.
sense.
This was actually a bit of a trend a few years ago. The most prominent example being people uploading creepy clips with the title "full stop punctuation," which is what you would see if you typed in just a period character and hit search. Even more so than QCat AI, almost all of these algorithm anomaly niches are viewable with a kid's account.
Holy shit, dude. I think anybody that does this with the intention of scaring kids needs to be thrown off a building. Maybe I'm different now because I have a kid, but like this is so fucked up to me. It's creepy, but it's worth watching for nightmare fuel. I don't mind this kind of scary or dumb shit on my algorithm because it's funny or it's like silly or whatever. But like to put it up there specifically to target a kid who doesn't know what they're doing is
usually people just put a creepy thumbnail and the actual video is something completely different. Like this video. The thumbnail shows some dark figure crouching in a corner, but the actual video just shows a groundhog yelling on a mountain.
That's even scarier! If I was a kid, I feel like I'd be even more scared about that. Where's the monster? The monster didn't show up. Is the monster in my house now? Am I haunted? If anything, I prefer FNAF over this. Oh, absolutely, dude. Like, I think FNAF and, like, all that bullshit kids mascot horror stuff is fine. Fantasy horror, yeah, that's fine.
We were talking about children's television earlier. I think the closest comparison to a parent letting a child use an adult YouTube account without any restrictions would be a kid getting unsupervised access to cable TV, but that's still not nearly as bad.
No.
Everything that goes on TV is made by professionals and moderated by humans who want to upkeep the reputation of the broadcasters they're working for.
Even if a kid got access to, like, what's the most adult show? Like a Game of Thrones or something with, like, sex and gore and violence. Like, that's not the whole show. That's only, like, moments. If a kid somehow turned on, like, Terrifier 2, right, or something like that, they would have to actively choose it. That's not going to air on cable. Wonder Chosen? Okay, that's pretty bad. And that would trick a kid. If a kid is up at 11 p.m. watching MTV2 and they watch Wonder Chosen, that's the parents' fault.
Anyone can upload anything.
What? Why are these two hanging out?
Overly
Wait, is this Finger Family? Oh my god, it is.
This incentivizes channels to make more
Father
shocking
Finger,
content.
Father Finger, where are you? They love this shit. Kids love Finger Family, and I don't know why.
What's the definition of inappropriate content? If you actually take a closer look at what's available to watch on YouTube Kids, it'll probably make you think twice about putting it in front of your child.
I don't know about this, or Immortal Vampire and Rare Blood Lady. I think I told you guys, my kid's been really into, like, vampire and, like, Dracula stuff and talking about werewolves, and I'm like, uh-oh, where did she learn that? And I'm pretty sure it's because Hotel Transylvania was on the TV at the hotel. What hotel did you go to? Oh, no! I thought the bellhop looked a little strange. That was Igor!
Human curated or not, a lot of the content of YouTube Kids is bottom-of-the-barrel, low-effort brain rot.
It's awful, and kids will click off immediately, but I don't know if they get money for that first click. Like, you're getting no watch duration, but that's why the views are so high. Kids click on it, and then they immediately click off, and they go all around. Kids are not clicking off, really? My kid does. I've watched her a few times. I've been like, what the fuck is she doing? And she'll, like, click on things, and I'll, like, watch what her pattern is. Because, like, I want to see what she does undisturbed, right? And I'm like, what the fuck is this? And then she'll, like, jump all around.
Like, do you really want your kid watching Hamster and Roller Coaster Maelstrom with a shark?
Whoa!
You know what? I changed my mind. This is based.
No, this is way better than the alternative. Is this any worse than SpongeBob? Right? I think the problem with this video, and it's not, like, his fault, like, it's impossible to categorize because it's just entropy and chaos in every direction. It's just complete bullshit AI nothing with 3 views, and it's flooding the platform, and that you can't make any conclusive points about anything.
I think if there's any moral to this story, it's that you probably shouldn't be showing your kids
internet's
YouTube
just getting
at all.
flooded.
Why not put on PBS Kids instead? It's a 100% free app, and it's got infinitely better kids content than what you're going to find on YouTube.
Yeah, this is way better. My kid loves Daniel Tiger. However, I think I'd rather her watch YouTube than Daniel Tiger because there's a kid in Daniel Tiger that is so fucking annoying. There's a cat girl named Katarina, and every sentence she ends with this, meow meow. Oh, Daniel Tiger, I can't find my favorite crayon, meow meow. Makes me want to smash the iPad.
Music in this video is different than in my previous videos. That's because I just made an entirely new album of ambient music that's going to be kind of like the 2025 Pharrell Maguire soundtrack.
Bro, I'm not buying the album. I don't know why I'm being so mean to him. I liked this video a lot, and I like this guy. I'm going to watch more of his stuff. I liked this video. What is his niche? I assume it's like YouTube exploration? Why are AI-generated videos so terrifying? I don't know. Why are they?